Hey there Titanfall legends, my name is Jaredude, here today to do an overview of the Live Fire DLC, the latest free game update that offers new content. And also I'll share some basic tips that have helped me thus far with the game mode Live Fire itself. In Live Fire, teams of 6 go head-to-head in a single-life round-based experience. Every round is 60 seconds long. In order to win the match, your team must win 5 rounds. To win a round, you can do this in 2 ways. Number 1 is by eliminating the entire enemy team. As I said, you only have 1 life per round, or you can also go for the neutral flag. Unlike Capture the Flag, where you bring the flag to your base and capture it, all you have to do is hold onto it until the round timer expires. It can be a dangerous game to hold onto the flag, as you will be marked by this indicator to not only your teammates, but the enemy team as well. Having the flag can be a massive advantage though. For example, in the situation where you are the last player on your team who is alive, if you have the flag when the timer runs out, you win regardless if all 6 enemy players are alive. Also keep in mind though that if one team has more players alive than the other and the round timer ends and no one has the flag, whichever team has more players alive is the victor. The 2 maps that are introduced in this update, made exclusively for Live Fire, are Stacks and Meadow. Stacks takes you to a shipping container where you have the opportunity to run along shipping containers stacked upon each other. On one side of the map is a long-range site, catering to a more conservative playstyle with assault rifles like machine guns or sniper rifles, and the same is true for the center lane. In the middle is an open area surrounded by containers to run along. Then on the other side comes a more enclosed section, where the passageway is more risky due to its small entryway on the ground, making it more vulnerable. Stacks design also allows for the fast-paced, constant movement-focused player thanks to its copious amount of cover available, and with all the corners of the shipping containers, it allows for making an escape from enemy fire a common experience. In Meadow, you are surrounded by lush vegetation with less cover compared to Stacks. Your tactics may have to vary due to this reason. Although there are 2 houses, one on each side of the map, and 2 rows of rocks and trees to traverse and climb around, there is a lot of exposure. Running along the edges of the map initially, then losing the enemy in the vegetation in the dividers of lanes, so to speak, is a tactic I frequently recommend. Staying out of sight from the enemy and hitting them with the element of surprise, whether it be a flank or a rapid attack, is key to success in this mode in my opinion. Yes, I won't deny that there are many players that will sit in their spawn with an AWOL. It's definitely not an uncommon sight, but I personally have found the more offensive plays to work for me. Due to this, I highly recommend using the tactical phase shift, as escaping a direct line of enemy fire will be required frequently for those rushing. Pulse Blade is another common sight in Live Fire, as the maps are incredibly small. Thus, when throwing down a Pulse Blade, you will typically be able to see a majority of the team. And if a teammate of yours also is running Pulse Blade, well, then it's guaranteed you'll be able to see the entire team. Stim can be useful for hasty getaways or rapid attacks, however, I do think Pulse Blade works more efficiently in both categories. Another must-know is that Live Fire is certainly a numbers game. The team who is able to start the round, killing a couple of enemy pilots off the bat, will have a gigantic advantage. Not to say that more skilled players can't pull off some incredible clutches and comebacks, but typically when a team has a couple more players alive when compared to the other team, they will most likely win, as they will be able to chase down and corral enemies into corners. A frequent sight in Live Fire is rage quitting due to the fast-paced and competitive nature of the mode. By leaving mid-match, you are instantly giving the enemy team an advantage. Being in a 5v6, 4v6, or heck, I've even been in multiple 3v6 situations, is a common experience. In terms of weapons I recommend, there really is a variety that works. Although it is a very fast-paced mode with tiny maps, both maps have opportunities for long-range engagements, and of course close-quarters combat is common in the mode as well. Moving on to the other features of the new content available with this update is the Colosseum map, titled Pillars. It introduces 3 traversable columns in the center of the Colosseum. When playing Colosseum, it will now randomly select between the original map and Pillars. Also introduced is the new loadout. Instead of the EPG-1, charge rifle, frag grenade, and phase shift, it has now been changed to the softball, wingman elite, gravity star, and phase shift. This new loadout absolutely changes the way Colosseum plays. Lastly is the last hit execution that is unlocked by getting 10 executions with another execution inner pieces. Then of course is the new mixtape matchmaking system. You can select whatever modes you desire to play, and then when searching for matches, each selected mode is simultaneously searched. This allows for less populated game modes to actually have a population now. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a brief overview of the second Titanfall 2 DLC, Live Fire. And once again, this is all completely free. I've uploaded a few videos myself of the DLC on my personal channel Jaredude. I would really appreciate if you could check them out. Today's question of the day: what are your first impressions of this DLC? Feel free to let us know in the comments below or answer silently in your head. My name is Jaredude, and until next time, stand by for Titanfall.